prices. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is ALP President Wayne Swan and Independent MP Di Lee. Nice to see you guys this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Swanee, first up to you. Look, you promised that there'd be something done about these energy bills and people are just, they don't need it.
Well, we certainly need some reforms at the consumer level, and that's what Chris Bowen is doing. But as you know, the great driver of energy prices are international factors, transmission, closure of power stations, and it takes time to deal with all of those difficult problems. The government also has a battery subsidy, by the way, starting on the 1st of July of 30%.
But Swanee, you know what it's like. I mean,
I do,
in the winter, things are getting nasty out there already. The cost of living is still biting. The election hasn't changed that, obviously, and it's going to take some time. But energy on it is in a different league of its own.
It certainly is, that it takes a long time to bring prices down. You've got to build the renewable kit, you've got to put it in place, the wind power and so on, the storage. And that hasn't happened for a whole variety of reasons, which you and I have discussed on many occasions. We've got to get cracking on that. That is happening, but it doesn't happen overnight. And what's going on internationally at the moment is going to make it a bit worse.
Oh, and your renewables are just not going to cut it down any time in the short term, Di.
Absolutely.
What are your people in your electorate saying about their bills? You see them every week.
Oh my gosh! Honestly, I've held the Bring Your Bill Days forums in the last 18 months, 2 years, and people are really struggling with paying their bills. It's really high. For example, a restaurant whose bill would have gone from about $4,000 to about $11,000.
Wow.
And, you know, how a small business is going to be able to cope with that increase in energy bills? Yesterday I went to an aged care facility who's saying to me that they visit aged care and people, elderly people in the homes who are not turning on their heaters because of the fear of paying for their bills. So really the energy problem is a critical problem that the government has to really address. In particular, I just don't think, I know that the Minister announced this energy price gouging. Now, realistically, price gouging, it sounds really great, right? But 10% of the bill, of our bill is only for retail, whereas 45% is on poles, maintenance, about 41% are about wholesale energy, and 14% of our bill goes towards environmental fees and carbon levies. So there's so much in our bill
that we can take out.
That's right.
Yeah, look, the election happened and cost of living was front and centre, and it doesn't seem to have been front and centre since, but it is front and centre for every family in this country.
It's always front and centre, Carl.
Yeah. It's not getting the attention. Well, Jim Chalmers has ruled out a death tax, but family trusts and electric vehicles could be in the firing line as he faces huge bills for defence and healthcare. Bills of a different kind for the government. Wayne, higher taxes in a cost of living crisis, a bit of a punish.
Well, first of all, we're having a productivity summit. We're not having a tax summit.
But it's effectively a tax summit.
No, it is not. It's not. It's a productivity summit. I noticed John Keogh said before that there was a golden period 10 or 20 years ago where everybody agreed on reform.
Yeah.
But on these very big questions, they are always.
So where are the taxes going to be increased?
Well, that's what he's having. He's having a forum about productivity, and they're going to talk about taxation and what measures in taxation can be put in place to lift productivity. All of it is going to be on the table. If you want to do a cookie cutter type thing and pull this out or that out ahead of the summit, then it is not going to work, right? People are going to dress up their own personal interests as national interests. We'll have a lot of discussion. We'll have opposition. Hopefully we'll have some agreement. But to actually just pick one thing out now ahead of the whole discussion simply distorts the process.
Okay, Di.
Well, can I say that last term the government had a Job and Skills Summit. I would love to know the outcomes of those Job and Skills Summit. Did we address the skills shortages that the Job and Skills Summit was supposed to have provided?
Well, they actually did. They did a hell of a lot.
We still have a lot of skill shortages, Wayne, as you know.
Of course we do, because we've got a strong economy.
Unemployment has gone up. Unemployment just sounds like it's going up. So what are these summits for? Is that going to really address the problem?
It's a valid question, what will come out of the summit, but we're going to finish today on something a little lighter. Gen Z has their own language, as we all know. It's mysterious, sometimes baffling and beautiful in its own way, and it all comes down to emojis, so we thought we'd put you all to the test this morning. So, Swanee, you're a young kind of hipster fella. What does this one mean?
Cool.
Di, any idea?
Oh, wear your your cap, protect yourself from the sun.
No, it means, no cap means you're lying. All right. There you go.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
So, just on sort of old school things, Swanee, what did you think of the nude run before? Have you done that before?
Tempting.
Hang on, hold the phone. Wayne Swan to run naked on the Today Show.
Tempting to talk about.
You ever done that?
What, at the beach?
Well, anywhere.
Who hasn't?
Di, you wouldn't have done that.
Not yet, but I heard it's very liberating. So.
All right, well, I think with the Today Show's onto something here. It might be a new segment every week, starting with you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. There you go, Saz.